Hey Cobra Kai fans, we have once again another video ad, and it was seen on YouTube, and luckily someone had captured it and sent it to me on Instagram. So shout out to Ben Cards for sending me the footage. So make sure to smash 400 likes on the video and comment 5k before season 3. So we have a various amount of new shots, and of course the first shot we see is of Johnny again at the Encino Club Hills and Daniel and Johnny teaming up. Then we see Chosen and Daniel, which seems like a very familiar sight, as you can remember in the season 3 teaser that we got back in September. We saw a similar shot of the location of Okinawa, and I think that the dialogue from this exact scene was used from this moment. And when Daniel says to Chosen that he learned everything from Mr. Miyagi, and Chosen goes, well, let's find out, this is the exact moment in that shot. And we know that they're going to fight, and he's going to show everything that Mr. Miyagi taught Daniel. In this clip, I think they have that exact conversation right before their fight.
Mr. Miyagi taught me everything you knew. Let us find out.
And the way Chosen says let's find out does not sound serious. It sounds quite humble and calm. And when we receive the official clip with Kamiko and Daniel, she says she can help Daniel with reconnecting with Mr. Miyagi. I think this scene with Chosen is exactly what plays after, and they have that conversation. We have a new angle of the fight with Tori and Sam at Miyagi-Do, and Tori really viciously knees Sam in the face. This is very, very savage. It seems that Sam might get brutally beaten up in this fight. She does get kicked in the face, as we saw in the other video ad, and it seems like Tori is winning this fight. And this might actually explain why the Miyagi-Do students look really shocked when they see Sam, because she might have loads of bruises and loads of injuries to her face, because we can see Tori really went for her face, and they do look quite concerned and quite shocked, like they hadn't seen Sam in a while. And I think this might be the reason why we see Sam and Daniel training with the bow staff, because Daniel might want to train her with a weapon in order to better herself in combat, because Tori was a dirty fighter, as we've seen before, but she doesn't use weapons against her in this fight. We see Kreese with a new shot, and he's wearing this gi as we saw in the season 3 teaser back in October. And what's interesting is that the logo seems a little bit different than the usual design, as it looks very familiar, because in season 1 episode 6 we get a flashback of Johnny right at the start of the episode, and we can see the Cobra Kai dojo that he saw that was ran by Kreese at the time. And if you look at the logo, it looks very distinct, as this is Kreese's Cobra Kai and not Johnny's. Someone clearly has entered the dojo, and Kreese is crossing his arms, and he does not look impressed with whoever it is. So it has to be someone like Daniel or Johnny. And we know that Daniel and Johnny probably have a fight with him at some point. And even if Daniel has a fight on his own with Kreese, this could be the case, because everyone thinks it's Johnny and Kreese, but I think that will still happen. But I think Daniel was there at the time because Kreese unleashed a lot of snakes in the dealership and said it's open season on you and them, meaning the employees at the car dealership. And Amanda and Daniel clearly want retaliation. This might also explain why she slapped Kreese, but I think that she still went to the dojo in the spite of Sam getting attacked by Tori and other Cobra Kai students. And I think it all came together, and there's obviously more than one reason why she goes to the dojo. It has to be very serious and more than one thing. Johnny might even pay him a visit the second time round. I think he has 2 fights with Kreese, and this could be near the end of season 3. And he seems pretty confident. He just walks in and he probably just kicks Kreese as soon as he sees him. And this could be the reason why, because he knows Kreese is not going to stop. And it might explain his snake injury. Well, I think it's a snake, because we can see that in the dojo when he walks in, there is a snake in there. And maybe he got injured before, and maybe this time he wants to beat Kreese for real. We have some new shots of Yasmine and Demetri, and you can see that they're clearly flirting, as it says there. Yasmine's really gazing at him, and I think that Demetri stops being a simp bitch at this point, because Yasmine is clearly very interested in him. We knew that a few days ago that she was confirmed for season 3, and I did drop a video on that, and it's interesting what her role is going to be. And of course she's going to be a love interest for Demetri now, as that pretty much confirms it. We have a hilarious shot of Johnny helping Miguel with recovery by using a fishpole and a magazine, and we know that he's going to give Miguel a very big rehab and recovery, which would be really inspiring to watch. I find this shot absolutely hilarious, as he's using a porn magazine in order for Miguel to go and reach for it, and it's obviously motivating Miguel in a very interesting way. Classic Johnny Lawrence. See more footage of Johnny in the car with Daniel, and we know this is when they team up, and we see that little Tango and Cash reference by Mando, which is really funny, and I can't wait to see their team up. You know, it's really hard to tell who this is in this shot, but I think that's Sean getting thrown into some bins. But I don't know who the character on the left is. It doesn't look like Robbie. Is too big of a figure, and it's still hard to figure this out and what's going on. Might be a little bit of backstory on Sean. We have similar shots that we've seen before, and we see Tori in that club kicking possibly a Miyagi-Do student, and we know from the trailer that her and Sam are at this location, so it might be that she's been sent by Kreese attacking Sam at this point with other Miyagi-Do students, and it is quite interesting. There's going to be a lot of Sam and Tori clearly in the season and a lot of fighting, but she kicks someone that I'm not too sure who it is, but it might be a Miyagi-Do student. We have new footage of Daniel and Chosen fighting, and I think that this shot here is another angle to the shot that we saw in the trailer, which is this one here when they're literally about to fight. And finally, we get more footage of Miguel at the All Valley tournament with this awesome spin kick by Miguel on this karate student, but I don't exactly know why they're all standing like that. It's almost like the All Valley has been made smaller or less significant. And what's that in the back? Not entirely sure what that is, but I think this is probably no longer a dream. And it's interesting because Carmen said something to Johnny in this clip, so check it out.
I know I'm the last person you'd expect to be telling you this, but you have to save the tournament.
So maybe at this point, this tournament is being saved, hence why Miguel is fighting. But the numbers seem small at the All Valley tournament, and it could seem like a dream, but it really doesn't seem like it anymore because there's so much more footage of Miguel fighting. But it could still be a dream. But if this is actually Miguel fighting and back to where he was, then this has to be the point where Johnny gets Cobra Kai back, because he's wearing a Cobra Kai gi and Miguel would never side with Kreese. It just really doesn't click why he would be in a Cobra Kai gi under Kreese, and I think none of us are expecting that. But if that's the case, then that's insane. But okay, this is either a dream or this is simply that Johnny's got the dojo back and he's finally back in the tournament. I'm interested to know why the tournament is in jeopardy, because Carmen clearly says they need to save it, and it's obviously something to do with the school. Why else would the karate tournament be in jeopardy? It just doesn't make any sense. And even Carmen said it herself, that it was weird that she's saying it, as she has been very anti-karate after what happened to Miguel. Although I think Miguel's recovered by this point, but there must have been a meeting about the All Valley tournament, because these three are sat here together and it's later on in the season, and this could be because they're debating if the tournament will go through based on the events or what happened at the school, and maybe a lot of parents aren't feeling great about that, hence why they are debating and discussing it. I will be breaking down this video later, maybe tomorrow, because I've been so busy tonight, and obviously it's been the festive period, spending loads of time with family, but this is such an interesting scene and there's a lot to break down about it. So there we have it, guys. Thank you for watching this breakdown once again, and thank you for hitting 4K. This is so big for me, and oh my god, the sky's only the limit, and I'm so happy to have all of you guys here, and every single viewer, comment, share and subscriber. You all mean a lot to me, and thank you so much again for watching this video. And now let's get to 5K. I will see you guys in the next video.